I sit and close my eyes, there's peace in my mind, and I'm hoping that you'll find it too. And these feelings in my heart, I know are meant for you. Meant for
YouTube fellow community, Giggens fans, random people on the internet, my name is Giggens, and we're here today to talk about the Giggens channel hitting 2,000 subs, and a little bit of history of the channel, and kind of a celebration of doing this for about 5 years, give or take. So, the clip you just saw was an ancient clip of me from way back in the day in the ancient year called 2008, and I have always been making videos. Whether or not I've showed them to people has been different, but that video dates back to when I was in college and testing out a camera I just gotten and my record player at the same time. And at that time, that was my only copy of Friends, was that Friends double set there. So very fun to look back at that and kind of see what I was like with a turntable and holding a record at that time, I suppose. Pretty boring. The Giggens channel and this idea of reviewing music has been in my blood for a very long time. In college, I had a radio show that I did with a buddy of mine, and then after we stopped doing that show at episode 100, I went off to do my own show called The Giggens Show. And I would basically do like an hour set of themes where I'd either talk about like a certain band, looking for songs that had certain themes in common with each other and making like set lists about that. And then after I graduated, I was trying to figure out what my next step would be, and I started off with this idea where I would take an album and then go to a certain location and review it. And I was going to call it Random Reviews from Random Locations. Real catchy title. And so I filmed like 3 or 4 of these reviews, but I never released them. And so now here's a clip of some of that.
My name is Giggens. This is Random Reviews. Look at that boulder. There's nothing more metal than a boulder. So in this episode of Random Reviews, we're going to talk about Weezer's Death to False Metal. It's their new album, out now. Some consider it to be album 9, like Weezer does. And a lot of people call it a compilation album. Turning Up the Radio, which was written in 2008 with a bunch of YouTubers. Rivers did a contest, not a contest, but thing on YouTube where YouTubers can collaborate with him and come up with a song. And the song that they came up with is a song called Turning Up the Radio. Track, there are going to be people who aren't going to like this album, especially with lyrics like everyone, 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 suck a thumb. But just because it's kind of cool to hate on Weezer, so. But you know what? Make your own opinions. Don't listen to what other people say. Don't give a hoot about what they are going to say about this album. Check out Weezer soon enough on the Memories tour. They're touring a few states, a few cities in states, which is usually what happens. They're playing all the Blue album and all of Pinkerton. One night is the Blue album, the next night is Pinkerton. So if you had the chance, go see it. It should be awesome. They actually just played You Give Your Love to Me Softly recently, which is great, because it hasn't been played in like almost 9 years. So, Death to False Metal, out now. Go buy it. My name is Giggens. This is Random Reviews. Today, we're going to talk about the Beatles' reissues of the Red Album and the Blue Album. Reissues of the 1993 CD, the original 1973 albums. If you buy them at Best Buy, I believe, you can get them with a t-shirt. Yay, t-shirts! And you look at the covers side by side, you'll notice this is the Please Please Me cover. And then in 1969 they were going to put out an album called Get Back, and they were going to use this cover to show that they had grown beards. Some nice pictures inside. They did a really good job. They look really nice. So if you're looking for some new Beatles things to buy, go out and pick these up. You won't be disappointed. My name is Giggens. This has been Random Reviews in a random location.
Yep. So as you just saw, that was a bit of Weezer's album Death to False Metal and the Beatles' Blue and Red records at that time. I still have that jacket, by the way, that corduroy jacket. I still have it. I should have put that on for this video. Oh well. So I filmed that second one there, the Beatles one, in my hometown, back home in my town. And it's really nostalgic to see that because I don't live there anymore. I've since moved. And it's also just crazy to see how I thought a fun video would be at that time. And I guess it kind of works, but it's definitely awkward. The viewing is weird. The positioning of the camera on my face the whole time. You live, you learn. Whatever those lines are. Anyways, I moved to a different location. Actually, I moved out of state completely to the moon. And for a few years there, I wasn't doing anything with YouTube. I've had this channel since 2007. I have posted a whole bunch of other stuff on it since that time. But as far as getting into the vinyl community, which is what I talk about here on every single intro of my video, I say, whatever I say, YouTube vinyl community, because at the time, there were only a handful of people that were like in like the vinyl community on YouTube where they'd show off their records and talk about what they had. And so this would have been like 2000. Well, I was watching these people in the early 2010s, and I started making my own videos around 2014. And I think my first review went up in 2015, which was this one. Vinyl community, it's time for a different video. I'm gonna start doing reviews once in a while of random albums that don't get a lot of reviews done. We've seen every video and every review for every Beatles album or major classic rock album, every famous album. A lot of current stuff gets album reviews, but I feel like a lot of stuff has been overlooked. And so the first one I'm going to start with is the Beach Boys' 1978 interesting piece of work called MIU album. Here's what three of the Beach Boys look without shirts on. Dennis looks so uninterested and Carl's trying to have a good time. Oh, by the way, I love the Beach Boys. I should just put that out there. I love the Beach Boys. I just wanted to make an album review about this one. I'm going to do it for a bunch of other ones too. But I wanted to start with this one because I feel like no one's done this on YouTube. So I want to make a MIU album review. There you go. Oof. That was rough. So after that, it was sporadic for the next like year and a half, 2 years. It was on and off. Here's a video there, a video there. It wasn't anything super serious until about 2017 when I realized that you can upload videos in advance, and that changed everything for me. So at that time, I realized I can make a schedule for myself and make this into an actual job and do something with this channel. And that's how it's been ever since. So I've been running this channel the way it is now since about 2017. So really, I guess this is like a 3-year anniversary of like really sticking to it. And I've developed the channel a lot more over the last handful of months, really since quarantine started, where I've done like music videos and a ton of other type of videos, like, you know, my favorite things or lists or whatever. So more of that content's going to happen for sure. In that time, when I was first starting out doing album reviews, I was editing them. And I filmed a handful of videos that way, so a lot of my first reviews are kind of like in that style. I filmed another 5 or 6 or 7 that I've never actually released that needed to be edited. I just didn't have the time, or I just gave up because I don't like editing. It takes forever. I can do it, I just don't want to. And I filmed one for All Things Must Pass from George Harrison. Hey, vinyl community, George Harrison lovers, random people on the internet, my name is Giggens, and this week on Album Reviews is this guy right here. George Harrison's sort of debut album, All Things Must Pass. Check out this poster. Harvey Danger's second album. Harvey Danger fans, Vinyl community, random people on the internet. My name is Giggens, and we are doing an album review today of Harvey Danger's King James version, released in 2000. And it's a more recently released album than what I normally talk about, which everything I've discussed so far has been over 30 years old. So, the Red Album by Weezer. And a handful of other ones I'm not remembering right now, but you know, at some point I'll make actual videos for those, but the raw content still exists where it's just me like coughing and, you know, clearing my throat for 10 minutes before I can figure out what I want to say. Because it was so different at that time. I didn't know how to approach talking about music in a way where I'm just casually talking to my phone. It's a very bizarre concept to have an open conversation where you're super comfortable being alone in a room talking to your phone with your imaginary audience. Very weird kind of thing to get comfortable with that. Anyways, those reviews will come out at some point as actual reviews, but yeah. So much has changed for me in the last few years making these videos. And, you know, I definitely can tell I'm a lot more comfortable with this. I've sort of found my flow, my style. When I look at my earlier videos, they're very cringy because it's just awkward and you're trying to be interesting for the sake of being interesting because you're on YouTube and you want to have some audience discover you. And I just got to the point where I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna be me. And if people like it, cool. If they don't like it, cool. I once had a girl, or should I say, she once had me. She showed me her room, isn't it good? Norwegian. So, you know, I still have a hunger for this position. And I think I always will. I'm always going to want to talk about music and review it and talk to you guys about it because it's so fun and it just brings me so much happiness. And in a world that's really hard, you know, it's nice to have some sort of outlet for me to, you know, get through my work week and then put a record on and write about it and do some research and come on and talk with everybody else about it. What a relief. YouTube, vinyl community, Beach Boys fans, it's me, Giggens, back again to do another Beach Boys review. This time it's actually a submitted request, so I can't believe you guys actually want to hear what I have to say about these things, but that's really cool, so thank you for watching and thank you for commenting and thank you for asking for my opinion. You know, it's an amazing feeling. So, to look back on this channel, I vividly remember hitting like 90 subscribers and being like, "What? Who are these people? What a strange thing." You know, and I would look at the list and like a few of them were friends I had in real life, but everyone else was people I didn't know. And now I look at it and there's over 2,000 people that follow this channel, and it blows my damn mind because I don't think I know 2,000 people in real life. But the cool thing is I'm getting to know a lot of you from doing this channel. A lot of you guys have been following since the early days, and a lot of you guys comment on every single video that I do. So a lot of your names, I'd say a good 50 of your names, are people that I always look forward to seeing. I go, good, there's this guy, there's this guy, there's this guy. You know, and I can name a bunch of you off in this video here, but it's a lot to do. You know who you are. And it's so fun to have this community here that we can talk about music maturely and share a love for this and learn from, you know, okay, so you don't like that song? Well, this person likes that song. Well, what do we find in it that's good or bad? What kind of common ground do we have with that? It's a good meeting place for people to have a healthy conversation about music. Vinyl community, it has been a long time. I really want to get better at making videos. Life just gets in the way and I get sidetracked and it doesn't happen, but a thread came up today that I was really interested in that me and Mr. Mayo posted about 20 Beatles questions, and I figured, you know what, well, there's a lot of glare there. Let's see if I can... Anyways, here's my kitchen. Uh, and I want to get on this Beatles 20 questions because I thought it was kind of a fun idea. And I just haven't been posting lately, so I thought it'd be a good way to say, hi, I'm still alive. And the fact that there's 2,000 of you who want to watch my goofy self talk about music blows my mind, and it makes a dream come true for me that this is a job I get to do now, an actual job. One of a couple jobs I do. It means the world to me. So, if you're new to this channel, welcome. You are very much appreciated, and thanks for coming to the party because we're gonna have a good time. The Beach Boys party. If you're old to this channel, you've been here forever, I can't thank you enough that you stuck around because I've seen a lot of your names show up for years now. So it's weird to think that I'm a part of your spectrum, that I'm a part of your day, that every Friday when a new video comes out, you'll watch it and you'll comment on it. That blows my mind. So to all of you who are watching this, who are subscribed to my channel right now, you're part of the first 2,000, which is awesome. And I don't know if that's supposed to mean anything special or whatever, but special to me. And, like I've said many, many times before, I don't do this show for the views. I don't do it for the likes. I do it for the love of music. And you'll never hear me ask you to subscribe or comment or anything because you'll just do it if you like what you see. And I don't want to put that down. If you have a channel and you tell people to subscribe and comment, that's completely fine. Do your thing. Do whatever works for you. I'm just saying what works for me, because I just don't like promoting myself. So I probably should promote myself a little bit once in a while. YouTube channel community, Beach Boys fans, random people on the internet. My name is Giggens, and we are here today to talk about the Beach Boys' 1976 album, 15 Big Ones, released on Brother Records and distributed by Warner Brothers Reprise. So anyway, what I'm getting to is, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of the music, being a part of the discussion, and enjoying this. And if my channel gives you 10 minutes out of your day where you can forget about your problems, forget about what's going on, and just talk about a record that you like, that means the world to me, and that feels like I've done a good job, is making someone have a better part of their day, even for 10 minutes. And I don't mean to make that sound big-headed. I'm just trying to say the world is a tough, hard place sometimes, and if you can have 10 minutes of just zoning out and talking about a Beatles album or a Beach Boys song, that's fantastic. That's 10 minutes out of your day that you're feeling pretty good. So I don't normally post videos like this, but when I do, it's because I found something amazing. This is the Mamas and Papas first album. It's a first press, very early issue that shows the toilet. It shows the toilet. Every copy after this that was made had this little pin board that was like, at first a sticker and then became part of the cover eventually over time. And it said it featured like Monday Money, California Dreamin', stuff like that. So to find one with the cover originally the way it was supposed to be, with the toilet showing, is fascinating. I've been looking for years for this, and it usually sells for upwards up to like 60 or 70, 80 bucks. And I found it for $3. So, very happy about that. Original, stereo, Dunhill, label. Yep. I had to tell somebody about that. That's kind of where I'm going with it. Who knows where this channel's going to go in the future? If we, numbers-wise, the part of me that thinks that way would be like, that would be amazing if we had like 10,000 people someday. Like, what a bizarre concept. 2,000 to me sounds completely far out. Like I said, I don't think I know 2,000 people in real life. So if you're watching these videos and you're hanging out and talking about music, thank you, thank you, thank you. Means the world to me. And plenty more content to come in 2021 where a lot more different things are going to be happening. On top of the normal album reviews. Those will always stay. But lots of new stuff that I've been working on and slowly editing and putting together. So there's going to be a slew of new content in the new year. I'm really excited about that, to grow the channel out. There's going to be some collaborations down the line at some point with a couple people, but it's very early in the works for that. And just seeing where this channel can go, because it's so fun and it's my outlet, and it makes me feel like I have a purpose, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something that I was meant to do. So there you go. My name is Giggens. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for subscribing and commenting. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. YouTube fellow community, Giggens fans, random people on the internet, my name is Giggens, and we're here today. What the hell was that?